Hello, everybody, and welcome to another. Why was I going to say Ender's Nightly Deathmatch? Renaissance Cup.
You
I'm feeling
said
so
welcome and the
knightly.
muscle memory almost
I said
went. It just
welcome, and
took
it
over.
just took over. Welcome
Yeah.
to a Renaissance Cup match, round of 16. We have Bugfinder, seed 31, versus yamfan, seed 15 in losers bracket, and of course, you can probably tell I'm joined by the wonderful man of many names. Some call him Botched, some call him Over the Hedge, some call him Pissman3. Whatever he's called, he's here to cast with me today. Hello.
Hello there. Yeah. I'm here. I don't know. I've got nothing to say. I've got nothing to say, and you can probably tell from the fact I'm starting and stammering. But yeah, this is Bugfinder versus Yamfan. Bugfinder kind of impressed me in round of 32. Honestly, he was playing against Dragon Max second seed. Kind of nothing you can do in that situation, no matter how well you play, unless you are one of the strongest players here. But Bugfinder actually did very well. He FC'd 3 out of 5 maps, which, of course, there were other players that did that. None of the other players that did that were barely qualified. Anyway, this is going to be Bugfinder's warm-up. It's Arabcan. I checked this map on the website, and it's got a really funny spread. 1 star, 1 star, 2 star, 2 star, 7.0 stars. So I don't know why that is, but I guess we'll find out.
That's a good spread. I would say that's a good spread of difficulties.
Rankable.
Rankable, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh my
Oh
god,
my
it's even harder than I
god.
was thinking. So obviously, if you were listening before we started talking in the first place, you could have heard this song in advance, and you could hear the drum sounds, and you'd be like, "Shit, this would make a difficult Taiko map." Well, it seems like it would, yeah. Oh my goodness, some of these bursts are very fast.
Yeah, this is a very funny map.
And the SV also kind of low. Okay, it's not
Oh,
low, but it's
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 low
low enough
enough.
that the
Yeah.
notes just blend together on bursts like that. Yamfan, as far as I can tell, has pretty high skill cap. This is probably not going to be his tournament round, if any. I think he's probably most dangerous on like quarters. I think that's probably going to be his highest strength, where he's still comfortable on at least like half the pull on the mechanic side of things before he starts struggling on even his strength picks. I think in general, most players are kind of at their strongest just before they start having trouble seeing stuff. Because, that's when, like,
It's
as it
when you're
gets
not
harder,
seeing
everyone's going
stuff.
to get less consistent. Yeah. But this should be a pretty chill, like, warm-up match for him before he gets into tougher lower bracket opponents. But maybe Bugfinder has some surprises in store for us. He certainly did last week, so who knows. Anyway, this map is, like, gross. It's so hard.
Yeah, it is a map. This is one of those you turn the music off and you'll probably do better.
This is one of those where you could turn your keyboard off and you'd have like the same chance on hitting some of these bursts. These are mad hard.
The Bugfinder picked this as well, the lower seed.
So as far as I know, Bugfinder is single tab DDKK and Yanfan is full KBBK, rare, like kind of new gen full player. Feels like most new guys are Bongo.
Which is weird. I'm not sure why a lot of the new gen are Bongo. But it just happened that way, I guess.
I feel like as we kind of drift farther and farther from being a Taiko no Tatsujin port over the years, which probably is what initially the game was sort of seemed like. And players like Applers especially, with how much of a legend that guy's become, and Gohigi and Miranda and the like, has a lot of Bongo players have kind of risen to prominence. It's like, damn, okay, so this can work. So when I changed my keybinds on day one of playing the game to make it one hand per color to simplify for my brain, that could work. That's a legitimate playstyle. Okay, I'll keep doing it. And then you get more Bongo players. I think that's
true.
probably...
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's kind of how use of a tablet appeared in standard.
I suppose so, yeah. Like, someone has to prove it's a viable path, but once that's done, God knows how many people are going to adopt it.
Exactly. That sort of poses an interesting question. I don't suppose anybody ever know, but who was the first Osu Taiko Bongo player?
Oh, it's probably so many years ago. I mean, even Applers is an old player, right?
That's
like,
true.
He was playing in, God, 2015, maybe earlier.
Yeah, I feel like
Probably
Atlas
there
is
were probably people doing this
yeah.
as soon as you could change your
Oh
cycle
yeah. In
times.
terms of sort of like you were saying, iconic ones that sort of defined it as being a viable playstyle. I feel like Atlas is definitely up there as some because people look at Atlas and goes, "What is that guy doing? You could do this as Bongo. What the hell?" But anyway, enough yapping about the Bongo playstyle. It's time for rolls.
All right. Was that worth that last 3.5
Was
minutes of your life?
that-
Yeah. All right. Yamfan rolls a 62. Bugfinder rolls a 57 in all capital letters!
57.
Exclamation mark. Roll. I'm angry and I'm rolling.
5-7
Yamfan
new
wins the
meme.
roll. Any Counter-Strike players? Anyway. Yamfan is going to win the roll. He chooses to pick first, so Bugfinder will ban. Then Yamfan will ban and pick.
I like
And
you
they take
explaining
turns
this
picking.
because it gives me time to find where I've hidden my laser client and select the right band.
Do you have like a bunch of other windows you don't need open?
Yeah.
I mean, closing those is always a good option. But if you can't be bothered, you can't be
I
bothered.
can't be bothered.
So Yamfan has chosen to pick first. I do wonder what he's going to go with. I feel like it might be the modded side of things, if he can handle that, because I was a bit surprised at how decent he is all around. I only knew Yamfan for being good at OMOD, but it's clear from just qualifiers, which is harder than this poll, arguably, that he can do more.
Yeah.
Yamban.
That are...
Now that's a Zemco right there.
That is one of the Zempisms.
I was thinking of Zempism, but I didn't want to say it.
Dude, shout out to Zempro, who even though has never seen Ender before, is somehow Ender Junior. It's crazy. And I mean that in the most loving way possible.
Yeah, so the ban's going to be Hidden 1 from Bugfinder. That makes sense. He is more oriented towards faster stuff, and Hidden 1 is just about the least faster stuff map in the pool, even though it plays like 200 BPM. Just about everything else about it is finger control specialized. Yamfan going to be banning No Mod 4. I suppose he didn't practice it. I don't really know how he is on learning maps, but if he's banning it, I suppose it's not what he wants to play. And DT2, is going to be the first pick.
Yeah.
It's going to be Flyer Flag.
Going against a lower... Well, because Bugfinder is a 4-digit player, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
so
think.
this makes sense.
Is he? Let me check.
Someone verify my claim. But yeah, this kind of makes sense.
Check my facts. Yes, he has been 3-digit. Back in 2024, he was ranked 901. But yeah, he hovers around 3-digit, 4-digit border.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah, lower rank is going to mean that mechanically you're maybe not as strong, especially in the speed act department. That's where a lot of people get most of their ranks.
Yeah, and you know what? I opened this match by accidentally saying welcome to Ender's Nightly Death Match. Well, guess where this was used before?
N3 it was, I believe.
Yeah, N3.
Yeah.
This really, and we have the most nightly of refs reffing. This is a very nightly match.
Right. There will be even note stuff throughout, but for this initial kind of chorus section, there's nothing like that.
Off the start, both players pretty equal. Yamfan having an early ACK advantage, but this is a fairly dense opening.
Yeah, both players seeing the first section. The Yamfan coming about like 2% ahead. He does have a sizable score lead already. Nothing Bugfinder can't overcome, but if this is the comfort difference, like if it's 2.5% worth, it might not be really able to swing the other way, even with a few breaks from Yamfan, unless they could come with a lot of accuracy loss as well. And here come some offbeats. This map also notably OD7, really hard to hack. You'll have some quads coming in here.
Ooh, there's a miss from Bugfinder, but it is Yamfan's pick, so perhaps not surprising. It's been holding really solidly up until that point, actually. Well, apart from the ACK, but as you were just saying, very difficult map to ACK on DT as well.
This DT pull this round, both picks are very hard on the accuracy side. I would even say DT1 alright is like about as hard as you can make a low 5-star map to act with only one quarter.
Yeah, and with another miss from Bugfinder, Yamfan starting to pull away on the score. Looks comfortably in the lead now, still FCing, but then this is their first pick, so perhaps not too surprising.
Yeah, still sitting on the 97 FC. Not the highest stack in the world, but totally excusable when you look down at what the OD is. 10.2 after DT. That is on the high side, especially for a round that isn't super late.
I fucking hate Zeb.
What's he saying? What's he doing?
I just said I misread the title of this song.
Ah,
Yeah, you see
I
it?
get it.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, what does he owe? Shout out to my refs.
There's only one thing that could be.
Yeah, shout out to my referees. Anyway,
In
Yamfan
the last quarter of the map.
incredibly solidly in the lead.
Hits the finishers.
Ooh, very nice.
One of the hardest parts of the map mechanically there, and this last PI will have a lot of quads and whatnot, actually, some more offbeat difficulty. Both players faring decently enough. Bugfinder is struggling a lot for accuracy now. Yamfan is bleeding more too, but it's nowhere near as pronounced of a problem. And is ahead by about 170k now. He got this point all but locked up. Is he gonna secure the FC though? That is the question.
We'll wait to see. Bugfinder hasn't actually... I don't feel like Bugfinder's actually picked up that many misses. It has been mostly just a massive act difference. I appreciate the Yamfan is on their way to secure the FC. But I think it's what, like a 5 or a 6 miss from Bugfinder maybe?
Something like I don't think he had any really.
No, I'm
ugly
very
breaks.
wrong.
Okay, no, he must
Very
have had
wrong.
a couple ugly
Yeah.
breaks. 21 misses is a lot. Yamfan exactly 101 hundreds. This guy's a fan of his numerical patterns and whatnot. It's gonna be an FC from Yamfan. Over a million score. Good start from him on BT2.
And Bugfinder clapping back immediately with the no mod 2.
No hesitation.
Mm,
He knew he wanted to pick this from the beginning, I think. It's gonna be
Yeah.
Bibiba. This
Bibidiba.
is the Techno mod. It is, I would say it borders on polyrhythm in some sections. It's to the song, but it feels kind of just odd to hit. The rhythms are very complicated, but in a way where you can, if you simplify them correctly, you're not going to hit many 100s, if any. You can actually still have a pretty chill time with this map if you execute it right, without having to know, you know, like the 1-7s or whatever. I don't know if they're 1-7s in the map, but like you don't have to know exactly what the more complex snaps are if you approximate it right. But that's the skill to this, because it still leaves you with a bit of a weird window to hit your 300s. And also the map isn't totally free to FC. There's one SV jump like 2/3 in that's pretty tricky. Basically, it's an accuracy challenge, and it is not an easy one.
I like the song.
Oh, it's good, yeah. Who knew VTuber music could be good?
I know.
Okay, respect. I do not mind you turning this one on.
And yeah, off the start, Yamfan the first to drop a couple of 100s. It's not so maybe 1 or 2. But we haven't really gotten to the meat of the map yet, as Bugfinder now also drops their SS.
Yeah, looking at a cleaner opening than Yamfan for sure, though. DDKK, typically known as having a swing weakness and not much else in the way of like mapping style weaknesses. But if you can single tap 1-3 at a BPM, then usually you can play swing at that BPM, bongo or not. And this is only 120.
Bugfinder did
not
pick
with
up
mechanical trouble.
he picked up a lot of 100s though, and that swung the score back into Yamfan's favour. I think it was on a mono burst or something. But it's still
Yeah,
not
it makes
much
sense with
between these
bongo.
two.
And Yamfan has recovered that accuracy very, very well. Actually gained act on the Ki, which you'd expect to be one of the hardest parts to act, but it's gonna be a miss from Yamfan that hands the lead over by a narrow margin to Bugfinder.
It was a clean miss though, to be fair, only purely 1. But we are halfway through the map. It's not a very long one, only about 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Got a bit of an SV jump coming up that can easily catch right players. It's coming right here. One note before an SV jump up is a pretty awkward thing to have to read, but both players handling it well. Yamfan still in this due to the accuracy, but the miss on his side leaves Bugfinder a couple thousand score ahead.
But it's really
Not anymore with the act drops.
yeah, it's really tight between these
It's
two.
as good as tied, and yet Bugfinder, despite the lower act, is kind of gaining a couple score per note, but that's about to end. Yamfan about to be back at the combo.
Oh, but there's a miss from
but
Bugfinder!
Bugfinder misses into the Ki. And that might seal it. Yamfan just has to FC the rest, and he is golden here.
As I say, it's very late in the map. Bugfinder would need another really quick miss from Yamfan to send it back his way. All eyes on Yamfan to see if they can hold on to this early break point.
Gets through that Kiai with the combo still intact. Nitro goes just fine. 100 on the last note. It doesn't matter. He wins Nomad 2 for a break point. 99.3. Really impressive stuff. That is a low 100 count on this sort of map. Really difficult to hack.
Yeah. Good scores from both players, really. But yeah, Yamfan just holding on, gifted that win almost by those late misses from Bugfinder. That was really tight because of the accuracy between the two of them.
Yeah. Bugfinder, again, impressing me greatly for being seed 31 and nearly FCing that with like a mid 98 perfectly fine.
Yeah, definitely, like you say, playing well above what their sort of seeding or would indicate, but
yeah,
doing pretty well. Going with No Mod 5, and apparently Zempro has balk sheet.
Oh well.
Oh, well.
Why am I yawning? It's like 3 in the afternoon. Excuse me.
No, you know what?
I don't know why this only ever happens during casts. Dude, I don't know why. Anyway, it's gonna be War Cry. You hear that, and you know your stamina is about to be tested. So, this is the stamina pick of the poll. No Mod 5 is not always going to be a stamina pick, that's just what it is testing this week. So, I think this map favors full quite a lot. For KVDK single tap, well, I played it through once, and my right arm felt like a 10 and was about to come out through my skin, like 2/3 of the way through the map, but I just had to keep single tapping. It's like, oh, it hurts. It's actually kind of painful to play unless your stamina is very strong. Surprisingly hard on that for under 16, but the thing with full ult is you're spreading the load perfectly between your two hands. You don't have to worry about stamina quite as much. Of course, it's still a skill that you need to develop, but endless 220 becomes much easier if you're not single tapping 220 on one hand for 3 full minutes without influence. Which is what this map does. There is no full beat without notes anywhere in this map.
Yep.
All single stamp speed or faster.
It is a very, very tough map.
Yeah, completely relentless.
And again,
by definition.
Yeah. And one that, again, sort of, Yamfan going with these sort of higher rated, more skill cappy maps, more mechanically intense. But yeah, like I said, that's just good strategy. Makes sense. And,
oh, the mono section at the beginning. Oh, why is this happening? Sorry. The mono section at the beginning going to catch out Bugfinder. I didn't even think of it, but that does seem pretty anti-VDKK. Yamfan does trade the miss, but it's a lot less messy, and he still keeps the lead.
Yeah, so FC's already gone for both players. Less than 100 notes in, but yeah, and now the stamina drain begins.
Yeah, and it's not going to stop for a good 2.5 minutes. We are going to be here a while.
Yeah, Yamfan with a 50
players, it is going to feel a lot longer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, Bugfinder with another miss.
Yeah. And a really weird pattern structure where it's like one extra dawn at the end per pattern, and then kind of reverses it on itself, as you can see. Doesn't catch anyone out on the second go around, but the damage is already done to Bugfinder's play. And he's at 96 compared to Yamfan at 99.6. This is really impressive when you also look at the OD and see it's 7.5. He does find a miss on that 1-3 though. Bugfinder drawing a little closer with that. There will be another right here. And Yamfan catches the second one, still maintains the 99, so the accuracy advantage is enough to just keep him cruising in the lead for now.
Yeah, Yamfan looking very solid on this as Bugfinder, just really struggling with his 100s. Has picked up, I think, less misses now than Yamfan, or not many more, and they were all at the start, but just struggling with this accuracy, allowing Yamfan to not only pick up a miss without much issue, but even build on that lead up now to 40,000 points between the two of them.
Yeah, it's looking like a strong one for Yamfan. This is the kind of map where, despite the length, I wouldn't say 40k is a safe lead because of stuff like that. This map can really chip away at you, and it's the kind of thing where if after 2 you just can't take it anymore, you get no break. You just have to mash and hit as much as you can because you can't just AFK for a second. There's constant mapping.
Exactly. And in fact,
I'm
Yamfan
not
picked up a
softening the
miss 200 notes ago, and that barely shifted the score.
Yeah, just due to the accuracy difference. Bugfinder with constant 100s, not as comfortable to handle the OD 7.5 as Yamfan is, who has hit the third of 4 1-3-1-4 combos in this map. The second coming right up here now. Yep, hits the last snap change. And from here, it should really be a straight shot to the end with that 99.4, I think, 2 break play. Bugfinder actually only has that 1 break on the mono section at the start, I believe, and besides that is FCing. Really impressive stuff, but almost 3% of accuracy difference kind of negates anything but an incredible number of misses. And that's going to be it.
Yeah, unfortunate there for
960K.
Bugfinder, who only picked up... Wait, more misses? Oh, I guess it was 1 burst at the start.
Okay, no, I think it was a little bit... Yeah, I think there was a bit after the mono section, because, like, otherwise it would have been, like, 19... Like, it would have been 2,000 combos.
No, exactly. That has damn near almost pretty much double the combo of... Well, the max combo of Yamfan. But Yamfan's accuracy, 10... That's the
really
difference
good
there.
Story, yeah.
10
really
100s to 116.
Totally comfortable on that map was Yamfan. Lost the combo game, didn't win the miscon game by much, but won the accuracy game by so much that he still won by a totally convincing margin. And he goes 3-0 up. And Bugfinder gonna pick hard rock too. Okay. It's gonna be Xiaolase. Me chopping down a tree. Okay. I don't know why that's the first thing I think of. But here we go. Into Hard Rock 2. This is sort of a hybrid pick. You might think, okay, Hard Rock 1 is going to be the like lower VPM burst map. Hard Rock 2 is going to be the highest VMAX, maybe it's speed, maybe it's just lower VPM, high speed. This is sort of both. This is 150 VPM with bursts and high SP, so it sort of fills both the positions that you'd expect from typical Hard Rock picks, which makes it kind of hard. It's a lot more of an all-around DHR skill check, which means if you're missing any one component, you might be in trouble.
Yeah. Pretty hard.
It's also Rocket League
hard
music.
to do. It is also Rocket League music. That was what I was looking for. I don't know why I sort of stumbled. I'm tired, man. What can I say? I'm tired and I've been up for like
is hard.
8 hours. It's crazy.
Ethan, when are we hopping on Rocket League?
When do we hit never? I'm never installing.
Damn! Oh, but it's fun. Like, it actually is, to be fair.
Let me tell you,
Much more fun than most esports,
I installed Rocket League
but...
and I was disappointed there wasn't real cars and I uninstalled it.
Yeah, dude, why can't I drive a Chevy in Rocket League that has, like,
Exactly.
rocket fuel boost and whatnot?
That's what I want.
What's the point? If it's not realistic, games should be realistic.
Exactly. Oh, so tight. Oh, it's a yawn.
Alright, yeah, coming into the first TI here.
Ooh, Bugfinder with a nasty miss early on.
This one is much shorter than the second TI, and also, I'd argue, easier to parse. A lot less dense. Okay, not a lot less dense, but it is less so. But it is almost an end. It will end at about 320 combo. Okay, 310. And now there's a break, and they get to see each other's play so far. Yamfan is on about 10% more score than Bugfinder, so needless to say, he has been more comfy so far, still on that SC.
Me calling
I
dominoes.
love the mobile phone sound in here.
Why did that get you, bro?
Because it's really funny, that's why. Like, why did he say this? Okay, right. I gotta be professional. Yamfan coming into the second TI with an FC going. Bugfinder has a 1 break score on the way. Has gotten a chance to recover some AC in the middle section where it's not so hard, but it is about to be difficult all the way until the rest of the map. This will be a bit of a mental stamina test. You'll feel like a few times, oh, please God, tell me. It's a little break. Tell me that's the end of that. Nope. And there's one such case. Yamfan still holding onto that full combo. Both players,
another miss from
never
Bugfinder.
Yeah, Bugfinder, just as I was about to say, both players holding strong. Stops holding quite so strong, does recover pretty quickly, but the damage is already done. Yamfan's like 80k score ahead. He's looking comfortable in this. Not the highest accuracy in the world, but really for a map like this, 98.5 is not bad either. And here comes just more of the same, really. More focused on longer 1-4 patterns, this. Of course, the spacing feels so high because not only is the SV high, but the BPM is low, so there's just more between each note. And yamfan finally misses, but it is clean.
Yeah, a little too late for Bugfinder.
Should be walking away with this. Is he gonna claim the 1 mil score? I don't quite think so. Yes, he is! Just about 1,948 points. And yamfan takes his 2nd straight break point, his 4th straight point, and he is about as close as you can be to winning the match without having done it already. 4-0 up in a first 5.
And it is his pick again, so yamfan looking to finish this one off as a sweep. Got plenty of options on the board to go with.
Unfortunate 1 miss there from yamfan, yeah. Didn't even notice it was only 1, but it sure was.
Yeah, unlucky for them. But I'm sure they'll be consolated by the fact they won the point still.
Oh yeah. That's the real goal, right?
Yeah.
As long as you win, it's sort of all okay, really.
And we're seeing no mod 3. Oh, thank you, Banshee.
Right. I don't have a thing to do that sound like. That doesn't sound like anything.
Me,
anyway,
when I'm chopping down the tree with a Rocket League car.
Me when my speaker is bugging out, except that's sort of what it is anyway.
Yeah.
It's not quite as funny.
So, 270 BPM.
Me chopping up the sample on the DJ set.
270 BPM, I think this is quite a dense map rather than pure raw speed. Apparently there are some troll sections in there.
Yeah, this is a pretty tricky map, as speed no mods would go. Just, I don't know, it's not so simple, is how I would put it. Like, you've got the 1314 that appears a couple times, and just, I don't know, it feels pretty trolly. Not to mention, 8-note 1-4 patterns in the KIs. Pretty unusual to see on speed maps. I would contrast this essentially with DT2 by saying DT2 is the speed act map, that's why it's OD10. And this is the speed comfort map. How good are you at 2-sided DP? Can you handle weird stuff when it happens, even when the map is kind of fast? If you can, this is probably the pick for you. Both players have seen the intro, yamfan with only 1/100, Bugfinder with a few more, so yamfan with the early advantage. A lot more time for that to change, though that intro section is really not where any of the, little weird things happen. It's just normal speed. PIs are where it gets interesting.
Yeah, pretty chill so far. Ooh, but there's a fairly meaty miss from Bugfinder. Kind of stuck in the middle of a pattern there, and that's going to give a 20,000 lead over to yamfan.
Did you just say meaty miss and then almost say caught in the middle of a pork? What the hell?
I don't know what I'm operating on, bro, but it ain't much. Oh, but there's a return miss from yamfan.
Yeah, break from yamfan. Not really on any of the more interesting stuff in this PI. The yiplets come in, the doublets right after them come in, but yamfan kind of falling apart here all of a sudden. Maybe not his pick, still keeps the lead, but he is...
Yeah, that's score lead looking very uncertain. Return miss from Bugfinder, so nobody really has any combo. yamfan holding on fully, but there's misses from both players.
It's a triad. It's a triad on kind of nothing. This is a bloodbath, actually. Neither player looking really comfortable in this. Maybe nerves setting in a little bit. As yamfan realizes, okay, I almost got this. I just gotta not mess it up.
Yeah, we're only halfway through as well. Still plenty of map left. 17,000 point advantage for yamfan because of the accuracy. But just a couple of misses could swing it either way.
Yep.
As we kick into the Ki, anybody gonna pick up any misses, or have they settled down a little bit after that opening half being a little bit rough?
I actually think these Ki's are easier for single tap, which Bugfinder is, yamfan is not. yamfan gonna have trouble coming into the finishers, loses a bunch of act on the first 1-3-1-4, which Bugfinder SS's. Come on, Bancho.
There's no shot.
Move. Thank you.
And all of a sudden, that score lead is down to less than 5,000 points, a couple of hundreds. Sending it either way. Bugfinder trades though, and yamfan holds on.
It's still close. There's
more misses from Bugfinder right before the break.
This, and both players probably thinking, okay, the other guy isn't doing as well as I thought. It's time to lock in. But the last guy is definitively the hardest part of the map, if you ask me. Not so many yiplets and stuff like that, but just feels tricky to ult. maybe gonna cause Yamfan a bit of trouble, who hasn't had the easiest time with this map. Definitely looking the most mortal he has so far this match.
Indeed, just a case of who can hold in this last section and hoping that your opponent doesn't, but Yamfan all of a sudden looks incredible on this. Holding steady. Everybody's holding it.
Not over.
Yeah, there's still enough time for this to swing over, but Yamfan's going to need to miss soon if it's going to go back to Bugfinder completely, and he's running out of time. And a miss from Bugfinder at the death will seal it.
It's gonna be a sweep. Yamfan wins 5-0.
And Bugfinder did not get the funny accuracy.
What? Oh, I see.
You see.
Anyway, yeah, good games. Bugfinder is going to go out in 25-32. He is going to go 0-2 in the bracket, but like I've been saying, for Seed 31, I'm impressed.
No,
this bracket really is strong, top to bottom.
That really was a good set of matches from Bugfinder, and you sort of think maybe he could have stolen some points against a lower seeded opponent, or maybe even potentially picked up a win against some of the other players in the bracket, but sadly that's not the way the seeding worked out. And
yeah, I think pretty strong, but Yamfan looking pretty dominant in this matchup until No Mod 3, where things got a lot more sketchy, but he still did win by a comfortable enough margin. So Yamfan wins and moves on to his next match in the bracket, which is gonna be, that is 36 on challenge. He will face the loser of Dragon Max C2 versus Gundam C18. Wait, am I tripping? Yes! He will face the loser of Eloise versus Dusky C5 versus 21. So that could be an interesting one, because if it's Dusky, I think the two are like a pretty similar skill. Of course, Yamfan is the higher seed, but I think Dusky has clutch factor that not many people really realize he has. The guy just has sees maps sometimes when it matters.
Sometimes he just does.
Sometimes you're just that guy.
It looks like we're not getting a tiebreaker showcase, so we will end the stream there, but we'll expect to see you all soon.
Nobody wants to play Hyperflip.
Yeah, because coming up right next, we have the Italian showdown. We've got A40 versus Crix.
Two back-to-back Civil Wars coming up.
I know, the Italians and the French. But we'll see you later for that.
History doesn't repeat itself, but sometimes it rhymes. What? I don't even know if Italy said a Civil War did. I just felt like saying that quote because I think it's cool. Anyway, yeah, we will be starting on the R with our next match. Thank you guys very much for watching.
Indeed. See you all later.
Bye-bye.